Hello Courserians, it's Doug Summers, a composer from Ottawa, Canada, coming back at you for week 2's lesson. This one's going to be about MIDI recording and editing. So I've got 2 tracks down here, one with trumpets, one with timpani. I want to add something with some trombones. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new track. Use this command up here, new track. It's going to be one software instrument track with a regular output. Go ahead and create that. There we are. It comes up with a default which I don't like, so I'm just going to reset that default. Clean it up to an empty track, and down in the I/O slots I'm going to go down here and put in a plugin, which will be an instrument plugin from East West using their Play engine. And in that one I want to use the Orchestra Gold, trombones, the crossfaded with the mod wheel control, and 4 trombones sustained accented with crossfade control, and go ahead and add that. Anyway, there we go. We've got that put in. I'm going to go ahead and give this new track an icon, trombones, and let's give it a name. There we go. Now that track you'll see is already armed. The R is lit up red, which means it's ready to record. And I'm going to just make sure that I've got my recording set up with the metronome properly. So here we go. The metronome is all set up for the bar and the beat. I've got a software click which is going to be coming in. Recording tells me it's going to be a 1-bar count in, and so we should be set to go. I'm going to put the cursor here at bar 1, and let's go ahead and record. I'm going to use the R key because I find that really convenient. You can also go down here and use the record button, but I'm going to use the R key. So here we are. There we are. So let's see what we've got. Oh boy. Okay, we're a little bit late. We're quite a bit late actually, but that's okay because we're going to fix that up with some editing. So the first thing which I want to do is I'm going to grab these 2 notes and I'm just going to drag them to bring them back to the time. These 2 here are pretty close, but I'm going to clean those up. I'm going to put quantization on with those. So I'm going to set the quantization to an 1/8 note, and you can see it pulls those into a line a little bit better. These 2 here are quite late. In fact, I've got an extra note, so I'm going to take that extra note out, hit the delete key on that, and drag and select those 2, and I'm just going to pull those back because those are very late. Quantization's not going to easily fix those up, not at an 1/8 note level. And they're not perfect, as you can see. I could clean those up perfectly with quantization, but to make it sound a little bit more human, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And this last punch on, which is supposed to be on the first beat of bar 3, is late. So I'm going to first take that note out with the delete key, and then I'm going to drag these 2 forward and make sure that they end up where they're supposed to. Now another edit I want to make is I want to change the velocity of these 2 notes to make them nice and loud. So I have 2 ways I can do that. One is I can go up here to the velocity tool and hold down the command key, which shows this little V, and then just drag the mouse by clicking forward, drag it up, and you'll see that the velocity goes up. I also want to bring the velocity of this one up too. We'll do it the same way. Now another way to show that is down here. They've got a slick little way to represent velocities of the various notes. So depending on which one you select, it turns white, and this scale goes from 0 to 127. Highest velocity is at the top, lowest velocity is at the bottom. It represents the velocity of the note on event. So for example, if I take this velocity down, you'll see it goes down back up to where I put it. So I'll just leave it there. And let's see what this sounds like. I'm just going to lengthen this one a little bit here. So we'll just do a trim at the end. There we go. Let's give it one more listen. Okay, so we've done track setup. We've set up the recording with respect to the metronome. We have recorded the MIDI, seen how it looks on the piano roll. We've done some adjustments by taking out notes we don't want. We've moved notes around to set the timing better. We've used quantization, and we've also adjusted velocities in the editing. All very slick, and we end up with something which is a lot closer to what we want, and then can sort of now go into some final mixing and getting the EQ right and the balances between the various tracks right. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.